Today we will be taking a look at a professional match of StarCraft 2. Joining me here on the snowy map altitude in the upper right, the red drones, it is Dark. And his Zerg opponent in the bottom left, the blue hatchery belonging to Ragnarok. It's a ZvZ. Guys, get to your nearest phone booth. Get out your favorite knife. Because this could be over very quickly. No, actually not. I do know the length of time on the replay, and that is what piqued my interest more than anything else at this point. I admit, though, I do love a good game with Dark. Kind of one of my personal favorites. Let me know down below if you are a Zerg lover, or perhaps just a Zerg enjoyer. Who's your favorite down below? Let me know in the comments. We're seeing identical plays so far. See how long that lasts. Both of these players, they are actually a little bit known for antics, for shenanigans. Ragnarok, I think, more so. You see Ragnarok in a game. If you have Ragnarok experience, you're probably thinking at some point there's going to be something a little wild, a little crazy. Dark, I don't want to describe it as wild or crazy. What Dark does, it's more Dark just kind of does Dark. It just marches to his own beat. You see a little different compositions than the others. Much more use of roaches, much more tendency towards infestors, it feels. But that's also in the other matchups. We'll have to see what actually happens in the ZvZ on today's menu. Ling speed, 2 queens starting up for both players, so still looking identical. Initial pair of Lings come out. Dark, though, skipping those initial Lings, or at least delaying them. We see them get started now, but Ragnarok's already hungry for information, because these are just scouting Lings. They're not actually going after drones, very likely. Queen already pushing down the ramp. She's going to be able to shoo those 2 Lings away and make her way over to the third base. Putting a queen out here this early. Good for defense. Good for macro, because then she can, inject larvae right away as the hatchery. I was just praising you. Where are you going? Here I am trying to find the reason, the positives in the choice. Just going back to make a creep tumor. Alright, initial deviation I'm seeing here. Bunch of Lings coming out for Ragnarok. Ling speed's going to finish up in just a second here, and now those Lings are going to start zooming. Third base in danger, in peril. How will Dark respond? His Lings coming out now, cutting it pretty close though. 2 queens almost at the third base. The Lings are going to connect with the in-progress hatchery. Will Dark cancel? No, of course not. Dark's not going to cancel. 2 queens plus the banelings. Ragnarok has banes of his own though. But those are just Ragnarok banes, so of course we're not going to actually go to a fight. The Ling Bane phase of ZvZ, always a little tense. One wrong misstep, and somebody loses a pack of Lings, potentially the game, potentially the hearts and minds of the audience watching. Although I'm sure that same audience goes, oh, the Bane's explosion. Roach Warren being made up at the wall for Ragnarok. No Roach Warren just yet for Mr. Dark. But also not making a lot of Lings either. He's just getting some drones, it looks like, getting some overlords. Preparing the way for an impending macro cycle. Couple Banes. are actually going to get 2 drones for their trouble. Is it worth it? If the Banes aren't going to be used for anything else, maybe. Seeing that Roach Warren come down now, so just a little bit later than Ragnarok's, tries to clean up some of those Banes. That was very close. Dark sending in a pair of Banelings into the natural here, but only one actually connected, and you can tell because all of these drones are terrified, injured, in need of medical care. If only there was, a flying ship that it was able to heal biological units. Wouldn't that be a friend to the Zerg? Lings just dancing with each other, trying to get information. What is the plan? Dark still no lair. No lair on the way. He's getting up in the drone count, but Ragnarok is focusing a bit more on roaches and lair tech at this point. We see it start up just now for Dark, but Ragnarok's is finishing. And what does that mean? That means it has nothing to do with the fact that he's got a surround on these 2 queens, but it does mean that he may be able to get some of those lair tech units a bit quicker. Does he want roach speed? Does he want mutas? Does he want, I don't know, nidus? He's going for a spire. It is Mutt time. Time for the mutalisk, apparently. Blue Zerg has chosen mutas. How will Dark respond? Does Dark have OV speed? No. He just starts it. I was thinking that too. I was like, Dark, it'd probably be good to have OV speed, be able to keep an eye on things. See what Ragnarok's up to. Usually if one player goes Muta, the other one's gonna go Hydra. The question is, does Dark do it blind? Or does Dark do it in response? Where's that Overseer? Overseer morphing in over here. OV speed about 10 seconds away. This guy. He's the one. He's been chosen to gather the intel, gather the information for the broods. Queen gonna try and stop him. He is going to see the spire morphing. Probably doesn't even need to click on it, he knows, because the spire morphs in smaller. It's a smaller scale building than the rest. He canceled the Ravager. Alright, Hydrodent has been chosen, so this is still looking to be rather normal. One player tries to go Muta because they're feeling confident in their ability to do multiple things at the same time. The other player goes Hydra because they're much more logical and rational in their tech choices. They understand some of their limitations. I don't feel up to mutas. Don't really want to just risk the game on a single, parasitic bomb, or the fact that 2/2 Hydras actually shred mutas. But we will see. Ragnarok could get some damage done. I am skeptical, of course, but that's just because mutas are so risky. Spores already in each base here. They're hunting down overlords and overseers in an attempt to supply block Dark, who is also getting his lurker down. He's got a group of lings over here and some banes. The muta's gonna find the banes. Oh. As the mutas go across the map, Dark is sending these lings in. Where are the roaches? They're panicking, apparently. Definitely. He's gonna get it. I'm calling it, he gets it, and the lings get out, too. Supply blocking Ragnarok, setting him back just a little bit. The muta's angrily chasing the Zerglings. Meanwhile, the Roach Ravager moves in over here. Lurkers are on the way, but they are not here yet. So it's gonna be up to the Roach Ravager Hydra here. Ragnarok is up on the +2 attack, and it shows that that hatchery was decimated. Ling's going back in for a little bit more. Meanwhile, the main battle over here. Dark does have lurkers, so I don't expect Ragnarok to actually be able to press and win here, but the damage potential is still there. Do you split off? Do you try and wrap around? Do you just try and Ravager bile the lurkers? It's like we're going for the Ravager bile. Oh, dear. Bile. That bile was close. Spore Crawler feeling brave and adventurous. Dark repositioning lurkers yet again to attack for Dark not here yet. It's ZvZ. We're just lobbing bodily fluids at each other at this point. A bunch of roaches and ravagers spitting at each other. Only 6 mutas that have been pretty much delegated to the base defense at this point. How many drones have been lost? 10? No, 0 for Dark. He's just a little bit behind on the drones. He stopped at 63. Ragnarok went up to 70. Choices. You bile that spore. What'd that spore do to you, man? Come on. Muta's gonna be repelled by queens. In small numbers, mutas absolutely can be repelled by queens. Transfuse. Good creep spread, all things very helpful. Base defense. Dark is choosing to try and stabilize here. A lot of spores. A lot of spore crawlers trying to help maybe just keep the mutas away so that it is strictly a roach ravager battle. Meanwhile, the tunneling claws for Dark here, letting him sneak a few roaches past. I say sneak loosely because, you know, Ragnarok is also spitting roach venom at him. The mutas. Muta's gonna find the roaches. Roaches, don't lead them into the other roaches. It's a little less than ideal. These ones gonna be cleaned up. Overseers do exist. And the Mutt-Mutts are chasing down the group. This group did manage to get away though. Or not. That's fine. So both players not breaking under pressure. Both of them not going to give in to these paltry, low-count muta attacks and roach ravager skirmishes. Flying them directly into spore crawlers is a little less than advised, but at this point the mutas, they've served their purpose. They forced out a bunch of spore crawlers, forced into the Hydratech forest. Because you want lurkers anyways. Hydratech is kind of a natural step. Even Ragnarok's getting it because he wants those lurkers. Are we actually going to get into a little bit of a late game ZvZ here? Lurker Viper for both players. Seeing Vipers come out for Dark. He's got this group positioned over here. Bunch of roaches. Who's actually winning in the roach wars? Dark has more. 41 to 34. Looking to try and take a 5th base. Ragnarok already 5th base set up and running over here. Initially, I'm liking Ragnarok's position. He's even getting the lurker adaptive talons a bit quicker than Dark, despite Dark having lurkers quicker. Although I will say Dark is winning in the numbers game. He's got 15 lurkers, 41 roaches spread throughout the map. Overseers doing their part, gonna be able to help the roaches clean up the lurkers. The lurker minefield down here. Oh, solid. Solid micro. Lurkers repositioning up the ramp will be able to threaten the drones and the hatchery here. I'm pretty sure they could hit each other, even though it would look quite funny. Lurker Spinecrawler defense gonna be plenty for Ragnarok. There are biles. Barely. Careful. Roach is gonna push up. Lurkers getting behind the mineral line, which means this base should be pretty much toast. It's over here. The 4 mutas. Decorative at best at this point. Here come the Vipers. What's the play? Do you abduct? Do you blinding cloud? Abducts. Yoink. Get those lurkers out of the ground. Don't let them get back in. Using Vipers against lurkers. Exactly that usage. Abduct helps get them out of the ground. They cannot attack. They have to finish their little panic attack, get over their anxiety, and then re-burrow back into the ground. Plenty of time to clean them up. This base was destroyed, drones eliminated, Dark losing a lot in the process though. Look at the numbers. Actually relatively even, I would say. Both exactly 51 roaches lost. Fun fact. Ragnarok feeling a bit angry, feeling a bit hurt after the loss of that base. Could move out on the map. Lurker count is a bit more even. Viper count goes to Ragnarok, but just barely. He's got all 4 here as well. What's Dark's plan for the defense? He's got pretty much everything burrowed in not here. Blinding Clouds used against the lurkers, able to help nullify their attack. Meanwhile, Vials going out on both sides, Roaches burrow moving around, and Ragnarok has a footing. He's going up into the natural. How do you break this at this point? It's 15 lurkers. You gotta have Viper support, right? The Viper's gonna drink the Evo chamber to its own demise. The energy is worth it. Roach, Hydra, Ravager moving into this base. A few units over here, they'll be cleaned up though. The lurker's not doing anything drastic. This group not going to be dealt with. Lurker Dark has lurkers over here too, able to help stop some reinforcements maybe. Pressure the 4th base. But his own base, Dark. Why are we base racing? Why are we base trading? Where are the Vipers? Panicking. They're panicking over the 3rd base. Okay, perfect. They drank the... Did they drink the extractor? Or the lurkers killed it? I don't know. Parasitic bombs go out on both sides here. The hive is destroyed. There is no more lair, no more hive for Dark. Meanwhile, the forces of Dark, relatively cleaned up. A lot of drones have fallen though. Base is destroyed. But still, Ragnarok is here. We're just completely denying the main and natural here. Dark, it looks like he is going to be able to clean it up eventually. Or at least stabilize. I'm sorry. How did this base get destroyed? Did he drink it? Or did the lurkers get it? Because at this point, I don't know. It could go either way. Mutas. Finally destroyed by a spore crawler over there. Another group of lurkers on the right side. Ragnarok looking to be in a masterful position here. The income, though. The income is a little bit of an issue. Ragnarok does have this mining base. Dark has the one at the top side. Not the one over here anymore. Lurkers feeling content with their job. Lurker run by behind the extractor here. Going to be able to get rid of 10 drones before he dies. Are we done? We good? Survey the damage. Resources lost only slightly in favor of Ragnarok, actually. Lurker counts at 9 to 8. Vipers even at 3 to 3. Dark has more roaches, but I'm pretty sure the roach warren for Ragnarok is still intact, so he could make more. Dark. Dark only has 1 hatchery. Is that accurate? Yeah. He's down to 1 hatch. No lair. No spawning pool. Can't even get a lair. Which means it's going to be up to the Hydra Lurker. Is the Hydra Den intact? Somehow, the Hydra Den is still intact. Give it some creep, Dark. These guys... Oh, he needs a lair for it, doesn't he? Oh, crap. He needs a lair to keep the Hydra den alive with spread creep to keep making Hydras for lurkers. And lurkers, he's a get, and he's going up to 20 now. How many lurkers would you like at this point in the game? Shouldn't you be taking a base? Shouldn't you be making a hatchery somewhere? No, I'm gonna make 20 lurkers. Alright, here we go. Back at it again. 11 lurkers to 20. Dark's gonna burrow just a second quicker, which makes all the difference. That army was shredded. Ragnarok reduced to only 3 lurkers. 3 Vipers still, but I don't know, at this point, things might actually be looking better for Dark just because the army is so much stronger. Vipers, they need more energy. Lurkers doing their best from down below. He's drinking the hatchery that is also under attack. Ragnarok, I do not recommend drinking this. It's gonna be destroyed. Did he Oh boy. You too. Alright, Dark in a absolute game-winning position now. 18 lurkers set up. Bases have been destroyed. Ragnarok's income is minimal, to say the least. The Hydra is gonna try and deal with the lurkers, which proves that lurkers, in fact, more evolved than Hydras, is gonna be able to push them away. 18 drones have fallen. The last Viper for Ragnarok is gone. Game, set, match. Really? Did we? ZvZ. Guys, entertaining for sure. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I hope you have a great day.